Tomahawk TV News, Montague County's only newscast, coming at you from Nocona High School.
Welcome back, Montague County. The team at Tomahawk TV News has been working hard to put this week's edition together. In honor of October and breast cancer awareness, Sabrina Matthews is here to talk about what this month is all about.
Hi, this is Kiana Hayes with Tomahawk News. Since this month is October, we'll be talking about breast cancer awareness and why it's important. The first race for breast cancer awareness was held in October 1983 in Dallas, Texas, where 800 people participated. Breast Cancer Awareness Month was founded in 1985 as a partnership between the American Cancer Society and the Pharmaceutical Division of Imperial Chemical Industries, where the month October was chosen for the international event. The Estee Lauder Company created the pink ribbon as the symbol in 1993. Why pink? Well, pink is considered feminine. Wearing pink supports people with breast cancer. Today, many people come up with many creative ideas and participate in many activities. Many charities are held to raise money for the women who have breast cancer. This month is a reminder for women to get ahead of breast cancer and stay alert for any signs. This has been Kiana Hayes with Tomahawk News, coming at you from Nocona High.
Thank you for that inspiring story, Sabrina. Now, Kieran Gibbs is here with the Movie Dumpster Review of the Week.
Welcome to the Movie Dumpster, the segment in Tomahawk TV News where I, Kieran Gibbs, tell you what's worth seeing and what's not. This week is a very special occasion. This week marks the first ever Movie Dumpster debate. Joining me here is our very own NHS gamer, Alex Perez, and the topic, Michael Bay's Transformers series, and how I am not a fan and Alex is. We will each have 3 points for our argument. Now, let the debate begin. I will be going first. Alex, I believe that the Transformers series of Michael Bay's, the first one was decent. All the other three were complete and utter atrocities to the aspect of filmmaking. It depended too much on CGI, dumbed down dialogue, and it makes Americans look stupid, frankly. And I believe that the 1980-something cartoon was a much better alternative, and that it should not be sequelized like it's going to be in 2017 or whatever year it's going to happen. I believe the series should stop, and that we should try something else.
I love how you're such a dedicated fan, willing for the series to die. If we don't keep it alive, it's just gonna be forgotten in the next no remakes. If there's no remakes, there's not gonna be any more people loving Transformers. It's just a great series. And sure, it has CGI dependence, but is there anything wrong with it? Sure, it may be an atrocity to filmmaking, but to put it in layman's terms, it's awesome.
Well, we've given our opinion on the Transformers series. Now it's time for you to think about yours. I want to thank Alex Perez for coming on my show to debate this film. And though we differ from opinions, I respect his. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.
Great review, Kieran. Alex Perez now has your video game segment.
Hello, Nocona High School, and welcome to NHS Gaming with NHS Gamer. And before we start, I would like to make an apology. I'm sorry if I offended any of my viewers in one of my episodes. I try my best to make sure that NHS Gaming is appropriate for all viewers. I promise to do my best not to offend anyone from this point on. Now, for the review. This week, we review one of my favorite games of all time, Portal. Portal is rated T for teen, and is available on PC, PS3, and Xbox 360. The first thing I would like to talk about with Portal is that it is a puzzle game, and a great one at that. The game starts with a simple puzzle that allows you to get used to the mechanics. And as you move on, the game's puzzles get more difficult, requiring you to take on a different tactic when each one fails. The game also has time trials, for those who want to test their speed as well as their wits. That said, the puzzles can get very hard, with ridiculous ways to solve them, requiring you to explore options that you may not have seemed possible until you try it yourself. Not just is the game difficult because of the puzzles, but of GLaDOS. the ever so malevolent AI that shadows you throughout the whole game, mocking you and trying to make sure you fail as much as possible. Now for the story. You wake up in a cell with no clue of where you are or what you are doing, when you are greeted by GLaDOS, telling you that you have agreed to a series of tests by the research company Aperture Science, who have created a device that allows someone to travel from point A to point B instantaneously, via the use of portals. Having no other option but to go along with the mysterious AI, you do the test. However, as you get through the test, you start to see GLaDOS' malcontent, as she makes the test more urgent and dire, to the point of absurdity. Learning that there are more to these tests that meet the eye. By the way, why is GLaDOS the only one that gives you the test? With such a deep and complicated lore, yet a simple and straightforward plot, Portal leaves much to be answered. And with plenty of secrets for you to find, this game leaves you with more questions than answers, always inviting you back to solve the mysteries that is given by the game to you. I recommend Portal to anyone that loves to be given a good challenge, as well as anyone who loves to put together and solve mysteries. This has been NHS Gamer with your game review, signing off.
Thanks for that, Alex. Up next is Christine, Cassidy, Alex, and Anthony with your music story of the week.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us once again this week on Tomahawk's Moment for Music. We will be talking about some amazing rap artists like Tupac, Nicki Minaj, and also Lil Wayne.
Born in New York City in 1971, Tupac Shakur, known by his stage name Tupac, was an American rapper. Tupac has sold more than 75 albums worldwide, making him one of the best-selling artists in the world. Most of Tupac's songs are about growing up in violence, hardship in the ghetto, racism, and other social problems, and conflict with other rappers during the East Coast-West Coast hip-hop rivalry. His greatest hits are God Bless the Dead, Unconditional Love.
Listen to my truest thoughts, my truest feelings on my peers doing years beyond drug dealing. How many caskets can we witness before we see it's hard to live this life without God? So we must ask forgiveness. Ask mama why I got this earth to die. Witness the tears falling free from my eyes before she could reply. For we were born without a silver spoon. My broken down TV show cartoons in my living room.
Also, his album Single Changes also helped earn Tupac the first and only Grammy Award nomination since the Best Rapper Solo Performance. Some tracks have alternated mixes, while California Love makes the first proper album appearance after only being available as a single prior. Tupac was shot and killed in Las Vegas, Nevada in 1996. May he rest in peace.
The female rapper Nicki Minaj, who was discovered after releasing a few mixtapes, has peaked #1 on the US Billboard 200 with her album Pink Friday, and spawned the top 3 single Super Bass.
This one is for the boys with the booming system. Top down AC with the cooling system. When he come up in the club, he be blazing up. Got stacks on deck like he's saving.
At that time, she had become the first female solo artist to have 7 singles simultaneously charting on the US Billboard Hot 100. Later, her album Pink Roman Reloaded also topped the charts, and its lead single Starships was placed at #5 on the US Billboard 100. Her single Anaconda from her album The Pink Print peaked at #2 on the Hot 100 and is her highest charting single in the United States to date. She's worked with artists such as Lil Wayne, Mariah Carey, Robin Thicke, David Guetta, and Eminem.
Cause I live by the sword, I'm dying by the sword. Her police was looking for me, I'ma hide by a broad. Shooting stars in my pocket, bitch sit on my rocket. I'm wired out the socket, but still shocking everybody.
Rapper Dwayne Michael Carter Jr., as many of you know him as Lil Wayne, was born September 27, 1982 in New Orleans, Louisiana. Lil Wayne has been creating music since he was a child and is considered among today's most talented rappers. He started rapping at the age of 8 when he was a part of the Hot Boys. He got his first taste of success. Lil Wayne launched his solo career with The Block is Hot in 1999.
unreleased tracks being made public over the internet, he released the download-only EP, The Leak, in 2007.
Thank you guys for watching. We will see you next week on Tomahawk's Moment for Music.
Thanks, guys. The Nocona High School student body is composed of many different sports teams, academic groups, and art programs, and every student body needs its student leaders. The Ministerial Alliance of Nocona has set out to properly prepare the students of Nocona High School to become great leaders by instilling leadership skills and Christian values. On September 2nd, the Ministerial Alliance had their first Fellowship of Christian Athletes meeting in the Nocona High School gymnasium during lunch. The church leaders around the town of Nocona served lunch and allowed the students an opportunity to fellowship with one another. The first event drew 98 students to FCA, and since then, the attendance of FCA has been in the mid-80s. This means that around 30% of the student body at Nocona High School attends every week. The Fellowship of Christian Athletes meets every Wednesday to enjoy lunch and a Christian message in the high school gym. Of course, this event could not take place without support from the community. People around Nocona have prepared lunch for the students, and donations have been made in honor of this program. Macy Melton is now up with your weather forecast of the week.
Hello, and welcome to this week's Tomahawk weather. I'm Macy with your report. This week brings more sunny skies, but enjoyable cool temperatures from last week will gradually rise, eventually presenting temperatures from the upper 80s to the lower 90s. There is a slight chance of rain on Friday, but the threat should quickly clear. In South Carolina, over 15 dams have failed, and many others are being watched as a result of record-setting rain and flooding. Residents living downstream are being urged to evacuate to higher ground. This storm, which has put entire neighborhoods underwater, is nearing the end of the rain, but after flooding goes down, residents must begin the long task of rebuilding their lives. In the Bahamas, Hurricane Joaquin has stripped residents of basic needs such as food and water. Due to damages in the port, supplies are unable to reach people who desperately need it. The effort in restoring the islands has already begun, but will take a while because damage is so significant. This has been your Tomahawk Weather Report. Thanks for watching. See you next week.
Thanks, Macy. Cole Jackson has your sports news for the week.
Hello, Nocona High School. I'm Cole Jackson, and welcome to this week's edition of Tomahawk Sports. In local sports news this week, last Friday, the football team played Holiday here and lost another district game. This week, the Indians play one of the best teams in the state, the Cisco Lobos, in Cisco. Last week, the volleyball team played Holiday Friday and lost. They played City View here Tuesday and won, and they will play Jacksboro in Jacksboro on Friday. The cross-country teams ran in Decatur and are continuing to do well. District will be October 14th in Wichita Falls. If you happen to be wondering about our basketball teams and are ready for the season, I can tell you that both the boys and girls are preparing for the upcoming season as best as they can. The boys have even played in summer and fall leagues to better prepare themselves for their upcoming season. Special thank you to Susan Breeze for the update and footage. In national sports news, the Texas Rangers have made it back to the postseason after an absence since their back-to-back World Series trips. Not only did they clinch a playoff spot, though, they also won the AL West. The Rangers are playing the Toronto Blue Jays in the ALDS. The Dallas Cowboys once again lost this week. They led basically the whole game before allowing Drew Brees and the Saints to come back. Then after getting lucky off a missed field goal in regulation, they were on the opposite side of the shortest overtime in NFL history. It only took the Saints 13 seconds to score an 80-yard touchdown to win the game. At this point, honestly, no one knows what the Cowboys are going to do. The Houston Texans lost this week after Devontae Freeman put up another good day on the ground for the Atlanta Falcons. In other NFL news, the Dolphins have fired head coach Joe Philbin after a 1-3 start to the season. The Dolphins' tight end coach Dave Campbell will serve as the interim head coach. The NBA has opened up training camps and are playing preseason games to prepare for the upcoming season. Now here's this week's top 4 in the Tomahawk Sports College Football Rankings. Coming in at number 4, we have the Ohio State Buckeyes. At number 3, we have Michigan State dropping. At number 2, we have the TCU Horned Frogs. And then at number 1, we have the Baylor Bears. That's the new top 4, and there's been some shifting in the previous weeks. I'm interested to see how it ends up by the end of this weekend. For now, though, that is it for This Week in Sports. Once again, I'm Cole Jackson, signing off for Tomahawk Sports.
Good luck to all of the Indians and Lady Indians that will be competing this week. Some freshmen at Nocona High School have been participating in a junior edition of the Tomahawk TV News. This week, a group has been selected to be featured in the news.
Good morning, this is Carly Keck and Andrew O'Neill. Do you ever wonder what it's like to walk in someone else's shoes? Life is filled with many difficulties. We talked to some teen moms about their difficulties and how it was like being a young mom. We asked them questions about the struggles they had to face during high school. You're about to hear about how these young ladies had to change their way of living. Here we are again with Tomahawk Junior Reports. Eleanor Bristow is here with us to talk about teen motherhood. How old were you when you had your son Alex?
I was 15.
What are the struggles you are currently dealing with as a high school student and a young mother?
Having enough time when I go home to be able to do my homework and sports and stuff like that, because I always have to pay attention to him.
How did your parents take it and how did they react?
Well, my dad's in the military, so he wasn't ever there. And my mom, she just cried a lot, but she was really supportive.
How do you like being a young mother?
I don't like it. It's not fun. It's not rewarding, but I mean, I'm used to it now.
Thank you for sharing your story with us. This is Andrea and Carly with Tomahawk Junior Reports, interviewing my mom, Kinsey O'Neill, about teen motherhood. What were your struggles you had to face through high school?
Being a teen mom in high school, you have to juggle sports, your homework, plus you have to take your baby to the babysitter, and you have late night feedings, and you have to get up and tend your baby, and it's very hard because you don't get much sleep.
How did your parents take it?
They were in shock at first, but my mom was my biggest support. She was always there for me.
How did the father and his family take it?
His parents were very supportive. His mom was really excited because it was her first granddaughter, and she'd always wanted a girl because she had boys.
How did you like being a young mom?
I actually loved it. And I mean, it's something that you have that you love more than anything in the world. And that baby depends on you, so you have to give everything you've got to that baby.
Thank you for sharing.
Wow, sounds like being a teen mom is very difficult.
Thank you to Kinsey O'Neill and Eleanor Bristow for their input. Thank you for watching Tomahawk Junior Reports.
Thank you to the hardworking freshmen for putting that together. Now, the weekly viral team is back. Weekly Viral Review, in which we tell you what has been recently trending on the internet. I'm Jocelyn Ludlow, and unfortunately Connor's not here due to a severe injury in which I did not have any part in. And in his place is my dear friend Emily Flores.
On Instagram at LOL Vine shows us how students react when they remember it's a school night.
Also at LOL Vines has a whole world wondering, who is this girl?
Logan Paul on Vine recently posted a video of what happens whenever your friends take the John Cena trend too far.
There, it was at that one kid's house with the curly hair. What's his name again? It starts with a J, JJ.
Oh yeah! John Cena!
And on Twitter, at Tay West tweeted a video showing just how hood your friends are until they do this.
You know we gotta do it right now. Work together. It's now or never. Show 'em how we shine. We gotta push it to the limit. 'Cause we're in it to win it. Oh yeah, push it to the limit. All we can give it, we're in it to win it. Oh yeah.
music video for Phenomenal could possibly be the coolest thing ever.
And let's not forget about this week's adorable animal video from KU Animals, who shows us what happens when you tickle a turtle.
Are you itchy turtle? Oh yeah. You like that, huh?
And that's it for this week's weekly viral review. And remember, Nocona High School.
You're kind of a big deal. Hey guys, welcome to this week's segment of Just Ask Zach. I'm Zach Boyd. Our first question comes from @Braden Skinner. Why do you stutter? Don't stutter. Thank you very much. Our second question comes from @Desi_Ray17 asked, why are these walls still white? Because Daniel Keck did not get elected for president. @Pipalicious15 asked, what would you do for $1? Dollar maybe holler, 100 booba child. Our next question comes from @SchoolDaddy asked, what's your relationship with Miss Wright? She's my older sis. She's pretty cool, but she won't let me borrow any of her clothes, so. @Desi_Ray17 asked, hey baby, you got a kick boo? No, I got a MySpace. That's about it. Our next question comes from @MKaepernick7 asked, how do you feel about Colin Kaepernick this week? All I have to say is, if he had a favorite number, he'd probably pick 6. @Desi_Ray17 asked, yet another question, which Disney princess would you be if you had the choice to be one? Well, I'd be Cinderella because I'd get all the guys. Thank you for watching this week's segment of Just Ask Zach. Please send in more questions at Twitter, #JustAskZach, and see you next week, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey guys, welcome to the very first episode of Christine's Crazy Creepy Halloween Makeup. Today I'm going to be showing you some of my special effects makeup. This will only be an October thing, so just be aware. This week we'll be using liquid latex. I will say my favorite brand by far is Ben9. And this will be most of the product I will be using. This will be very gruesome, so if you have a weak stomach, stay by a trash can. guys enjoyed. And I want to give a big shout out and thank you to Sabrina Matthews for letting me put makeup on her face. And we'll see you next week on Christine's Crazy Creepy Halloween Makeup. Stay gruesome.
Thanks, guys. To close out the show, Trayton and Austin have your Country Kids Consumer Reports.
We mud dogging, you stuck watching, wishing you can be with us cause the party popping. You say you can dig, man, we ain't seen nothing. Your girl wanna be with us, now I heard she said she want a mud digger.
Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Country Kid Consumer Report with Trayton and Austin. Today we'll be going over the cutting torch.
The cutting torch is made up of two gases. You got your oxygen bottle and your acetylene bottle. The acetylene is what causes the flame, and the oxygen is what blows out the metal, the molten metal. And when you press your lever here is when it blows out all the metal as you're cutting and preheating the metal.
This is one of our projects. It's a fire pit. We use the cutting torch to cut the pipe, as you see is the main base. Then we cut Texas into it, and we cut some expanded metal for a guard. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Country Kids Consumer Report. See you next week. Dig one!
That's all for this week. Thanks for tuning in, Monte County. Have a great week.
Tomahawk TV News, Monte County's only newscast, coming at you from Nocona High School.